On goals, there's that acronym.
Everybody knows the SMART goals, I feel like.
Yeah, if you don't know the acronym for SMART goals, you're going to find out today.
We're going to get into it. And we might be adding some of our own little John and Casey twists.
You know we have to add our own little flavor to it.
Yes, for sure.
It's just what we do.
Yes.
This is going to be good.
Yep, SMART goals. The Business Project Podcast.
Business can be complicated.
We break it down so regular people like us
Can understand and find success. I'm John Crespo, accountant and consultant.
I'm Casey Bryant, marketer and event planner.
If you run a business
or want to run a business,
welcome to the show. What's going on, everybody? How is everyone doing today? This is another exciting episode of the Business Project Podcast. I mean, if you've been following us, you know, last week we spoke about the market analysis, the product, picking the product, and pricing the product.
That was good. Good memory.
Right?
Usually we forget.
I had my Wheaties this morning.
Oh, good.
Wheaties. They don't even sell that cereal anymore, I don't think. But now you know we're moving along the process here. We have all of that down. So if you've been following, you should have all of that down by now. The next step is setting your goals.
This is a good episode.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we're going to get into goals. And if you missed our past episodes, no worries. You can always go back and watch them. And we even recommend going back and watching them before or after this because they build on each other. Sure. They're also intertwined. Yeah,
definitely. And we've been building something pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Good foundation.
For sure. And you need that if you want your business to be successful. You want your foundation to be solid. So that's the purpose of the business project.
Let's get into it.
Solid foundation. So goals. Now, when I think about goals, I think about sports, right? And how you have to plan before you play your game to win.
You can't just jump in there and be good. You also have to practice.
Yeah. So, you know, when you start figuring and creating goals for your business, you're really planning to win, right?
I like it.
Yeah. So let's figure out what planning to win looks like. SMART goals is broken down, right? We spell SMART, S-M-A-R-T. And we're going to start step by step. So S, right? What is the S in the SMART goals?
S is specific.
Yeah.
They have to be specific.
Right.
And if your goals are not specific, say, for example, you want to, and you can make SMART goals for anything.
For sure.
Say, for example, you want to be able to pay your bills. That's a good first goal for your business, right?
Yes.
Being able to pay your bills. Then what does that look like? Exactly. How much do you need to pay your bills? How much do you need to make every day, every month?
Right.
How much do you need to sell your products for? We went in the last podcast to picking your products and pricing your products. And if you don't make enough in order to pay your bills, you probably need to go back and analyze what you're charging. Yeah.
I mean, paying the bills can be a goal process for your business. You know, how much do you need to make to pay your bills? How many of this particular product or service do I need to do in order to get enough so I can pay my bills? You're specific in that particular goal because it's on paying the bill. So you know exactly how much you need to make, you know exactly how much the bill is, and you know exactly when it's due. So you know everything that you need to know to be able to accomplish that goal. That's an easy one, but it's a good example of how to think about when we're talking about the SMART process and how to visualize what it would look like.
Yeah, anything that you want to accomplish within your business, if you're not specific, if you don't know specifically what you want to do, it's almost like shooting blindfolded at a target. I mean, if you can't see the target and you don't know where you're trying to go, you're not going to hit it. And so that can go, losing weight. If you lose weight, you don't want to just make a goal and say, I want to lose weight. Exactly how much do you want to lose? And we're going to get into the rest of it.
Very true.
You need to be very specific on what you want to accomplish.
And that's just a process of keeping it simple, right? You want to keep it simple. The more simple you keep it, the more that you're likely to accomplish it.
I love simple. Can we get into that really quick?
Let's do it.
Yeah, because that is one thing that I constantly have to tell myself as a business owner is simple is hard. But simple is so important. And this comes when you are doing anything in your business, whether you are picking your products and services, whether you are adding or talking about, organizing your business or creating processes within your business. The simpler you can make it, the better it's going to be, most likely, most of the time. Because it's easy to make it complicated.
And otherwise, you're trying to eat the elephant in one bite. You've all heard that. The only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. No, who wants to eat an elephant though? I don't know. Who came up with
We
that?
need to come up with something better.
That's so weird. Who would come up with that?
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, specific and simple.
Banana split.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And that
You
sounds
can't
very
eat a
tasty
banana
right
split
now.
in one gulp.
Yeah, you can't.
That's much better.
You don't want to do that. Yeah. Brain freeze.
First, how do you guys eat your banana splits? I'm getting way off. Do you eat the ice cream separately, like first the strawberry, then the vanilla, and then the chocolate, or you just like dig in and go all at it?
That's what happens when you try to do a podcast after eating lunch.
Yes.
Then you're thinking about dessert.
I do want dessert really bad. Okay, back to the goals.
Gotta have fun with this.
We do want to know, though, how do you eat your banana split?
Yeah, put it in your comments.
That tells a lot about your personality, actually.
Yeah, you can help some of those out that, try to eat the whole thing at one time and they can't.
Yes. All right, so specific is the S, is the first thing.
Yes.
Keeping it simple. We can add a simple in there for the S too, because that's important.
Specific/simple.
There we go.
So if you're taking notes, you're gonna write the acronym down. You can have a play on words. Specific/simple, because they kind of are synonym of each other. Maybe
Simple.
not, but
Very
close.
important.
Yeah.
I'm just making up rules.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, and then the M is the next SM. We're spelling
Measurable.
out smart. Measurable.
Measurable.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you can see that you're accomplishing something, right? You want to measure the success of your goal. There's tools that you can put into place to help to measure that.
If you're not measuring your goals, then you don't know where you are in the process.
Right.
Every week, it depends on your goal. Every day, every week, every month, every year, you need to go back and look at the goals that you created, and you need to have some way to measure if it's working or not.
Otherwise, you're just moving. You're not sure if you're being successful, if your goal is accomplishing what you wanted to accomplish, and you're just moving, right? You want to move with a purpose.
Hit some milestones. Set some milestones. So I have some other M's for M words.
Yeah.
For the M. Measurable is a good one, but I think also maintainable.
There you go.
Can you maintain the speed that you're in? Because that's another important part of setting goals. You think if you're running a marathon in 5 years, you want to accomplish these certain goals, then what are the benchmarks that you're going to be able, or that you're going to have to reach in order to get to your final goal? And are you going to be able to maintain that?
That is key, because people can be, grandiose in their goals, and there's no way, or very tough ways, to measure that type of goal process. You can't buy a skyscraper when you just started a business today, right? And you're in the commercial space. You gotta put those milestones into place in order to be able to do that. So
Milestones, that's another good M.
yeah.
We're going to give you lots of letters.
There's a lot of M's, a lot of S's. You're going to see a lot of them, but they all play hand in hand into really being able to create a goal process that you actually are going to implement and accomplish.
Yes. So
Love
M.
it.
S, M.
S, M, and A. Now, we had already, when we were setting this up, already played on some words with the A, which was fun.
It was fun. Yeah. We had different versions of SMART goals.
Yes.
Which is okay, because I think all of these are important. That's one of the reasons that we're giving you more than one word for each letter, because there's more than just 5, actually. There's a lot more that goes into creating goals.
I think the purpose of this is to give you a process that that gives you the guide and being able to implement it. So the A's.
The A's. What's
Yours,
your A?
mine is Achievable.
Achievable. We got a food podcast going on today.
Right. Bunch of food terms thrown around.
So tell us about Achievable.
Achievable. I think it kind of speaks for itself, but if you're creating a goal, so I had the example of starting a business in the commercial space and automatically thinking you can build that skyscraper, right? That's not an achievable goal in the beginning. So achievable is when you're coming up with your goal, you're coming up with something that you can actually, you can accomplish it. So you're putting yourself in a situation that is going to bring success by figuring out a goal that you can actually reach. So it's like, it's reachable. Achievable is like
R.
reachable, another R, right? So something that you can see.
And as you're just starting out in your business, you might not have any idea what is achievable and what is not. And that's okay. But again, if you don't start somewhere or pick a goal to start with, then you're never going to know where you're going.
Yeah. I love it.
Or you won't be able to measure it.
Yeah. That's the purpose of this.
So my A is adjustable.
I really like that word.
Adjustable. Yes, because we've talked about this a little bit before in the podcast, but again, if you're just getting started out in business, even if you've been in business for 10 years, the market changes, the industry changes, technology changes, your city changes. And so if you are setting 5-year goals right now, then it's great. You need to set 5-year goals. You need to set 10-year goals. But just remember that as you're measuring your results, they're totally adjustable. You can adjust them. It's not like we're in the old days where you're having to chip them out in a stone and it's all this trouble to change them. You want to analyze them and you want to always adjust your goals.
Yeah, you're going to have environmental things thrown at you. I mean, we can bring up COVID again. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of companies that had goals when COVID hit that, hey, it was time to adjust those goals, right? Because you had the environment that came into play that threw a wrench at what you were trying to accomplish. So, if it's not set in stone, you give yourself the mobility to be able to pivot. So adjusting gives you that ability to pivot to the next section to accomplish what you still want to accomplish.
I love it. And it could even go the other way. If you are killing your goals and say you're 2 years down the road and you've already met your 5-year goal, how amazing is that? Then go back and adjust it and make it a bigger goal.
Yep. Push the bar higher.
To go both ways.
I love it. Yeah. So that's our play on the A's. What do you have as far as an A? What's your word? If you have a word that you think can fit there in completing this acronym, this SMART acronym, put it in the comments. We'd like to know about that.
For sure. For any of them. SMART.
Yeah. You can do an online search and you'll see a bunch of different ones. But I think for specific businesses, it can be words that cater to that business that, you can relate to. So I would be very interested in seeing what some of you business owners out there or entrepreneurs in the industries that you guys are in come up with as far as that acronym. That would be pretty cool.
I would love it too.
Share
just
it
add
with
them
us.
on. By the end of it, we're going to have like 15 words for each letter.
I know. I love it.
That would be great though, because, it all helps. All helps us move forward. All right. So we have SMAR.
Realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah. Again, I'm going back to building the skyscraper.
Yeah.
You can't start a business and build a skyscraper the next day.
And just like we talked about just a second ago, you might not know right now what is realistic and achievable. It might take you some time getting into your business before you can figure out exactly what you can do.
Very true. And, it goes into our previous podcasts and everything that goes into building your foundation. When you do your research into the industry that you're wanting to get into, in that research, you're going to know more or less what is a realistic number that you're looking at, what's a realistic service, what's a realistic product. That research is gonna give you that information so that you can then implement it into your goal.
And don't be scared to shoot for the sky, too. You want to be realistic, but you also want to push yourself to do good things. Don't play it safe.
For sure.
We'll get back to the show in just a minute. First, we'd like to tell you about thebusinessproject.com. This is a one-stop shop to help you grow your business. We're just getting started, and as one of our very first subscribers, you can join now for just $19 a month, which will give you unlimited access to a growing library of videos on topics like branding, marketing, social media, and much more. See you there.
And we're back from our break. I hope you guys didn't miss us too much.
I did.
Yeah, I did too. We were having such a good conversation.
Yeah. But we missed you guys.
Got to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Take some break to pay the bills. You can hear from our sponsors, thebusinessproject.com.
Yeah.
That's where you got to go to sign up to get all of these tools and resources for your business and these amazing acronyms.
Yeah, we go into all of these in a lot more detail on thebusinessproject.com. There are several different resources for you on there. So if you want more than what you're getting here in the podcast, head on over and check it out.
Yeah, that becomes your utility belt, like Batman. You have all the tools you need
Batman.
to really.
He has a utility belt?
He does. The Batman utility belt. Like all his weapons come out of there.
That's cool.
Yeah. Beat the bad guys.
So be like the Flash and run over.
Yeah.
Get your utility belt.
When, we were talking about in a previous podcast, when it goes into implementation, right? When you're creating goals, there's an implementation that it has to happen. It's one thing to have your goal and written down, but if you're not implementing it, then what are you doing, right? So this thing we spoke about was called plan, do, check, and adjust. So part of your goal process is the implementation phase. So you got the plan to start doing your goal. You do your goal, and then you check, right? Which some of these acronyms play into that, and you adjust.
Yeah, you can't
goals
just
should be adjustable.
Set your goals and just peace out and hide the paper in your filing cabinet and never see it again. You need to constantly be looking at your goals. I remember, I was going to say something earlier and I totally forgot. One thing that this doesn't really account for, we're going to go into the T, which is kind of like this, but you want to set different timelines, right? Which kind of goes into the T, talks about making a timeline, but you don't want just one timeline. You don't want to just, hey, let's just do goals for the next 3 months. You really want to sit down and you want to break it backwards. So start with 10 years. In 10 years, where do I want my business to be? How do I want it to be financially? How do I want it to be working? How do I want to treat my employees? How do I want my customers to feel about my business? There's a lot that goes into this besides just financial goals.
Right.
And so just think about the way your business looks and feels in 10 years and what all that entails, and write it all down. And then you have to use your timeline to figure out how you can get to that.
I love it.
And break it down to, 5 years. In order to be there in 10 years, where do I need to be in 5 years?
I love it.
And then in 3 years, if I need to be there in 5 years, where do I want to be in 3 years? So you break it all down so that it's like a ice cream sandwich.
I love it.
Like a
ice cream
banana
sandwich.
split.
I love it. We're back on the dessert train here.
I want some chocolate.
That's good. But that makes so much sense. You ever heard of the book The One Thing?
I'm actually reading that book right now.
Simon Sinek?
Yeah. I'm reading that right now.
That's straight from, it's so true. You want to start with the end in mind. So start with your 10-year plan, right? Figure out what it takes to accomplish the 10-year, and then break that down into 5 years, and then 2 years, and then 1 year, and then monthly, and then even weekly. So you start with the end in mind and work your way backwards. That's a great book, right?
That is a great book so far. Yeah. And you have to, that helps you realize too, if it's achievable, if it's attainable, if you need to adjust it. Once you sit down and you write it all down, and it's okay to, write and erase and write and erase and write and erase until you feel like you're in a good spot. And then once you go in and you check your goals every week, every month, every quarter, then you can see, hey, what do we need to adjust? Do we need to adjust our 10-year goals? Is this not maintainable? Do we need to adjust our 5-year goals? Or do we need to adjust what we're currently doing so that we can create more of what we need to get to there?
Yes. And I think that what you want to take away from this is, if you're not doing this, you need to do this. This is really, you're taking all of the research that you've done, you're taking all of the work that you put in the beginning, and you're creating now the steps to accomplish those. So you're creating those steps. So this is very important in the success of a business. Why do we think that as a country where so many businesses are established every day, why do we think that 95% of them fail? Because you don't,
they just going by the seat of their britches.
You're going by the seat of your britches, exactly. And we don't want that. We want, if anyone who's viewing this podcast, anyone who's participating in the business project, we don't want you to be that statistic. Right?
Nope. That's why we give you all of these great tools.
Yes. So the acronym SMART, we broke down a lot of the words in there. Put your words in there. Put your words in there that relate to you and what in your business and your industry, and then implement it.
Also, feel free to share what some of your goals are.
Yeah.
Find somebody on here that has similar goals and connect with them.
I love that.
Hold each other accountable and brainstorm with each other. And this is a community just for you guys. Utilize it.
You brought that up, accountability. We as business owners should have an accountability partner that holds us accountable to our goals. I think that's one thing that's left out in this acronym.
That is so true.
Right?
That's an A.
Yeah,
Put
like
that
another
under the A.
Yeah.
Accountable.
Or maybe it should be SMARTA. Right?
Yes.
Because you get the A at the end for the accountability partner.
There you go. Or SMAART.
Or AAR. SMART. But it's very important to have someone that can hold you accountable, whether it's a team member, whether it's another business owner, or someone that you hold in high regard that you know you can, will hold you accountable. Reach out to one and hold them accountable. Be a partner, be like a reciprocating partner when it comes to goals and setting your goals.
And if you need a partner and you can't think of anybody, put that in the community and ask for, I'm sure there's somebody else out there that needs an accountability partner too.
For sure. It's a great resource. You want to accomplish your goals, set those acronyms into place, get yourself an accountability partner, and get moving.
If you are an existing business, what a great opportunity to mentor somebody that is just getting started as well.
And there's probably a lot that can use your help. Mm-hmm. Use what you've learned, because the education that a business owner achieves going through the life of being a business owner is just crazy. Yeah. So share that with those coming up behind you as well. Be that accountability partner to somebody else.
We can all get to the top together. You don't have to step on somebody to get to the top.
Love it. All
right.
So if you've been enjoying this so far, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to share. You're not the only one that can utilize this information. Share it with your network, with those that you know. It allows us to get that information out there to the masses, and that's our goal.
And I know some of you probably already have existing businesses, but this is stuff I feel like that we all need a refresher on. Sometimes it's really nice to just get a refresher step by step. This is what we're focusing on this week. Now, where are you and how are you doing with that? And let's refresh.
Yep. And take advantage of the community. That's what we're here for.
We are.
Thebusinessproject.com.
Businessproject.com. We're so excited to have you guys join us for our fourth episode
We're already
of
on number 4.
The Business Project. Yes, we hope that you had fun, and we're so thankful to have you guys join us, and we just cannot wait to see you next week. What's next week? We got a cheater.
Yes.
I'm looking it up. Next week is define your message, pick a color scheme and fonts, and create a logo.
Oh, this is right up your alley. Casey's going to lead this one next week.
Defining
I'm just going to
your
be
message.
soaking up all the information.
I love this part of it. You can do the accounting part. I'll do the fun creative part.
Yeah, I do the boring part.
All right, so we hope to see you next week as we go into picking your colors and creating your logo.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So thank you for following us this far, and see you next week.
See ya.
Businessproject.com, baby.